Hello, my name is Diana Quatto of ShamanCisters.com. My mission is to bring the ancestral and cosmic wisdom of the Americas into everyday modern life to help you reclaim your soul purpose and remember who you are, why you're here, and where you're going as you face life's challenges. Last time we explored some basic tools for planetary grid work, including the setting of intentions, planting crystals on the land, and building a waka or stone altar for doing the work. Today, we're going to learn how to set up crystal grids, either remotely or on the land, to heal, clear, open portals, or plant sacred codes and activations from the cosmos onto the land itself. Different crystals hold specific frequencies as determined by their molecular structure, colors, properties. Every crystal is attuned to a specific chakra, both in the body and across the planet. So red crystals like carnelian or ruby are attuned to the root chakra in humans, as well as to Mount Shasta, the current root chakra for the planet. Science and technology have taken advantage of a crystal's ability to transmit and store energy. They are used in everything from smartphones to lasers to solar panels to computers to medical imaging and more. Indigenous cultures believe that they are actual spirit beings whose structures can be attuned, balanced, and restored to provide healing and energetic transfusions to both human beings and the land. The human body itself, or carbon-based, also contains a degree of crystallinity in its bones, tissues, cells, and fluids. Many practitioners create grid patterns with the intention of manifesting different outcomes of healing, success, happiness, and so forth in their human clients. But the same is true for manifesting different outcomes for the earth herself. The grid pattern can be laid out on the land, or it can be laid out in your home for you to work with remotely. Grid work is energy healing at a global scale and can therefore be done either remotely or in person. But what exactly is a crystal grid? It is a placement of crystals in a geometric pattern with the main or chief crystal in the center, with smaller crystals placed arranged in pattern or patterns around it. For it to be effective in healing and grid work, though, you must have a thorough understanding of what you intend to manifest, using key elements through ritual and clear focus to manifest your desired result. Grids can be incredibly simple or highly complex. It is the intention and ritual that makes them potent. Crystal grids and stone formations have existed all over the world for hundreds and even thousands of years. They are powerful tools for healing, balance, grid work, and more, because they are based on the architecture of the universe. The waka we learned to build last time is one such formation, and it consists of 12 stones in a circle around the center stone. See the previous segment 3 for more information. Another one is a Native American medicine wheel, which is also a circle. Both represent the cycles of life, and if you work from the center of the circle outward in grid work, you will work in balance and equilibrium with the elements and 12 building blocks of life, the very tools that can restore or make change in this world. Remember, the circle represents wholeness, completion, eternity, protection, and divine love. So when you work with the sacred geometry, you have access to all its gifts. The simplest medicine wheel consists of 5 stones, one in each of the cardinal directions around a chief or center stone. I like to work with both the waka and the medicine wheel when I am doing grid work. Both are powerful for opening portals or planting cosmic codes. You can create crystal grids on either, or just work with the stones and their allies. But I find that using the 8 directions of the medicine wheel to be the most versatile grid to use for healing, planting codes, opening vortexes, or doing clearings. So today I'm going to also teach you a basic way of using the medicine wheel in the 8 directions with stones and crystals that will work for most healings and clearings. You can build this grid on the land or on a permanent medicine wheel that you have built. You can also build a smaller wheel with just the crystals that you use in your home for remote grid work. Keep in mind, there are dozens of other grid patterns that you can use, from the triquetra to the infinity symbol to the seed of life. If you want to explore them, Crystal Grid Secrets by Nicola McIntosh and an Introduction to Crystal Grids by Karen Fraser are good places to start. But I wish to point out that all the other crystal grid patterns fit within the circle of a waka or medicine wheel and can be easily sent out through those portals to the entire planet. So how do you set up a basic medicine wheel crystal grid to use for your work on the land? First, select a place that feels powerful and or right to you to build a permanent medicine wheel where you can access it easily. Create your intention for using this wheel to do planetary grid and other healings. Then make an offering of cornmeal or tobacco to Mother Earth and ask her permission. If she gives it, select 4 stones for the cardinal directions. One at a time, call in a mountain spirit, a water spirit, a plant spirit, an angelic being, a spirit animal, or an ascended master guide for each of the stones and directions to work with you. Call them in and breathe them into the stone 3 times with a ha sound like this. Ha! Assign them a specific task to either heal, liberate, protect, guide, or anchor. Then repeat this with the larger center stone, calling in a major temple, sacred site, or mountain to be your chief anchor for this wheel. Place some cornmeal or tobacco on the ground where you intend to place the stone, and then place the stone on top of it. Next, place the stone in each of the 4 diagonal directions, northeast to southwest, northwest, and southeast as well, for a total of 8 stones around the center stone. Follow the same procedure as with the cardinal directions to call in additional spirit allies. Altogether, you will have 8. My permanent wheel has additional stones for the 13 moons and spirit pathways, but using the 8 directions for grid work seems to be the most simple and powerful form for me in this work, because it activates the grid ley lines for all directions on the planet. Once you have your permanent stone medicine wheel, you can add whatever crystals are needed to do the work you are called to do at a specific moment. These can and do change, but the stones are permanent. No matter what you are healing, activating, clearing, or planting with new codes, I engage in the following process. First, at the beginning of the ceremony, call the stones in for each direction with their accompanying allies, this time with a single breath that sounds like this, to ask them to build, guide, protect, liberate, heal, or anchor. 2. Set your intention and clarify what you want to achieve for the grid work by breathing it once into the center stone. In the same way. Select appropriate crystals for the task. In the beginning, I suggest you use clear quartz crystal points for the 4 cardinal directions as amplifiers to empower, direct, and radiate the intention of the grid outward, connecting to all chakra centers. Amethyst for the diagonal directions because it protects, heals, transforms, grounds, and increases spirituality, connecting and opening the 3rd eye chakra. And selenite for the center because it connects to the crown chakra and the divine source where source comes through. I sometimes plant obsidian crystals in each direction as well for protection and transmuting energies if I'm breaking up heavy entities, but you can research other crystals and use what feels right. Breathe the intention into each crystal, beginning with the 4 cardinal directions, east to west, then north to south, to activate those ley lines, and call in the quartz crystals to empower, direct, and radiate your intentions out into the world. Repeat this process with the amethyst crystals connecting the diagonal ley lines northeast to southwest and southeast to northwest to activate those ley lines. Then open the portals, number 7, by breathing into the selenite crystal and into the center stone, in through your nose and out through your mouth with a chew sound like this. Chew. Place the selenite crystal into the portal of the center stone. Your crystal grid is now activated and ready to fulfill the intention of your grid work. When you have completed the work, you can either bury the crystals as an offering to the Earth Mother, leave them on the wheel, or you can give gratitude and cleanse them with a single sharp breath through your mouth like this, so they can be used again for a new ceremony. Do whatever feels right. If you are building a crystal grid inside your house for remote work for a specific task, follow this same procedure, just using your chosen crystals to make a grid. Build it on an altar, temporary or permanent for the task at hand. When you are finished, you can either bury the grid outside or dismantle it with a sharp breath into each crystal and placing them somewhere safe or sacred to use again. Next time, we will begin exploring some of the processes using the tools we have discussed so far to do clearings and healing for the land. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and share it with your friends. It allows me to bring more content like this to you and to others. And also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single download. Meanwhile, I will catch you next time. Many blessings and much light.